Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I know I'm outside today. Can't use my webcam, I'm afraid. Broke my laptop completely broke. Hard drive's gone, so a bit of a pain really. But yeah, so we'll see what happens in the next week or so. Should we get it back on the 30th? So if you're new to cryptocurrency and you want to learn more, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button. I'm going to talk about TradingView and how you can get it for free, so stay around at the end. Get free TradingView, pretty awesome if you do not use alerts, so just be mindful of that, but it is really straightforward. Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Now we're going to talk about TradingView. It is a very good tool and I can teach you how to get it for free, so stick around at the end and I'll show you that. It's very easy to do and it's a really little cheeky trick, I'll be honest with you. You just got to make sure you got certain elements done and then you'll be fine. Right, so what is it? TradingView is an all-in-one system for all stocks, currencies, futures, all that good stuff, as well as cryptocurrency of course. You can get all the charts that you want in reality. Now, there is some trading sort of exchanges that don't have the API keys enabled. So for the likes of KuCoin, you cannot do any charting on this, but they do have the API on TradingView over on the KuCoin exchange. Now, the biggest problem with having that is the element of data, essentially. So if you wipe your browser cookies or your cache, essentially, it will essentially wipe completely your chart analysis what you did on the exchange. So this kind of stops it. You've got to pay monthly for this, but as I said, you can get it for free if you know what to do. But the fundamentals of it is simple. It is charting. It's not a place where you put your trades on unless you get it all hooked up, but personally I use it for charting, but you can also use it for market ideas, scripts, other good stuff, and I want to show you exactly what to do from the start on how to get it fully set up. So we'll go into it now. So I will make an apology now. My computer is completely knackered, my hard drive's gone, so I'm using the girlfriend's laptop at the moment to do content. Bit of a pain really, because it isn't the fastest in the world. It is a good computer, but it is not the fastest for recording video, so it does lag. So there will be a couple of stutters and starts on this, so I do apologise. But as I said, if you do like the content, hit the thumbs up. It's massively appreciated. My content is growing like unbelievable at the minute. My whole channel's going crazy. So I mentioned like literally 6-7 days ago I was getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm way above that now. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, and we're going to go through an awesome tutorial today. So I'm hoping that this will bring a lot of love to people's lives. As much as it does with me. So this is the absolute basic standard that you get, okay? You get nothing on it. You get volume indicator and candles. Candles. Everyone loves a good candle. If you don't know what a candle is, it's not the one that you put in your window. These are the candles that you want in your life. So in terms of customization, it's really simple. Now, a lot of people get overawed by it. I'll make it simple. This is your watch list. You can change this and edit it. All you do, add your symbols. You will get different ones to me. You can see there I've edited mine to a custom standard. Simple. These are the coins that I like to look at the most, so I've got an interest in. You can just add your symbol, put in whatever the hell you want. I'll put in an S there, see what comes up. SE, I don't even know. These are coins that says SE. Now, as I said, it will be quite slow, so I may not even do that. But yeah, you can see it comes up there. Cool. You can just press on a coin and it will go to the bottom of your screen. A watch list. You've got alerts. You can't use alerts on the free version, I'm afraid, but all this other stuff is kind of all data there for you. You can kind of get involved. That gives you what's hot. There's all kinds. There's so much you can play around with. But anyways, I'm not going to go too deep into that. So what do you need to know? This is what charts to kind of you can change. So if I put in Bitcoin US dollar, and it will appear like that. Simple as you like. We're on the 1 minute time frame at the moment, so obviously we'll move over to the 1 hour. Looking pretty horrible on the 1 hour. Looks like a rejection on the top side of 8,200 again at midnight last night, which is quite a big push. So you could argue probably some sort of double toppage appearing. So when you're looking at this, how do you customize it? How do you make it pretty? Why do people have different color candles? Why do people have different color backgrounds? Well, it's entirely up to you. The first thing you need to do is you need to customize your area. So you right click onto here and you go to settings. Simple as that. Now, it always comes up with the style, and personally I don't like the style version. I change a few of mine around. Now this is just default. You can have it so you have the countdown on. I would recommend it. That gives you the indicator of when the candle is going to come to an end. I like to lock mine. Don't know why, I just do. I like to lock it. It makes it easier for me to move it around, but you can have it as automated if you so wish to. But it's entirely up to you. You can invert it if you want. You can put it as a log scale, and you can also put what indicator you've got on the side. It's entirely up to you. Now you can put that on there, but if you know what you're trading, it's no real requirement. Style, you can change everything in terms of candle color, borders and wicks. I'm going to leave it as default, but you can change these. I sometimes like to have them as a different color so I can see them when I go to a darker screen, and you'll see that in a minute. Background, again, you can change this, but what I recommend first before changing any of that is go right click, color theme, and then dark. I personally love the dark screen. I think it's absolutely stunning. And when you go into settings now, you can change it a bit better, and what you can change is elements of the grid. I hate the grid. I don't see the point of it. I remove the grid completely. So this is how I customize mine. I remove the grid, I make it nice and clear. I also make it so this is whiter, a bit lighter even, not much, just so it stands out a little bit more in terms of elements of what I can see. So on the corners, if you're wondering what I was talking about there, the corners. The crosshair, I also made that a little bit lighter as well, so it stands out a bit more. And that's kind of what I do really. I don't do much more other than that. And I like to leave it as it is, but I like to keep it nice and clear. But what I do change is the wicks. I change these to white just because it's easier for me to see. I don't know why, I just think that's easier. But I also change these to black. Now, you can kind of see. Now, it's a very prominent kind of looking candle. But that is just what I use normal candles for, because I can see the bodies and the wicks. I can see it, what kind of formation it is, but that's when I use normal candles. So personally, you don't have to worry too much about it. But you can also change whole colours if you want to. You can change it fully green and a dark red. That's kind of how I like to have them if I'm trading off candles. So when you zoom in, you can see it very, very prominently with the border and the white wicks of what sort of candle it is. Is it a hammer? Is it a doji? Is it, you know, this, that and the other? It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as you know how to read them. If you can read them easier than just a full body, it makes it easy. It's a bit of an advantage for you. So that is one way of how to customize it. So I like to have it all white at the top. It looks nice and neat. It's flush, and ultimately you can mess around with it. Now there is other candles types you can have. There's Hikanashi candles. I like to have mine as default. I think they look absolutely beautiful the way they are essentially, but they obviously read in a different manner, and they are such a good candle, by the way. If I would recommend you using Hikanashi if you know how to use them. They're different, but they're freaking awesome. They're like a cheat candle. It is stupid. So we'll go back to the defaulties. How to use everything else. Now this is a question that I get a lot. What do I do? How do I use it? Now personally, I don't use the bottom stuff. Realistically, I don't look at the trading panels, but I do look at the traders. If you go to Crypto Screener, you get all the cryptocurrencies that is doing this, that and the other over the exchange that you want to look at. You can customize it. I've got mine filtered to Binance, and you can basically just look on here, and instead of going to Binance, you can kind of see what's happening anyways. And then obviously you need to go to Binance to do your order, but ultimately if you see one with the good indicators showing the right thing that you want to see, you can kind of focus on it and have a little look at it before you go on to Binance and go back on yourself essentially. So that is simple in that way. I have a trading panel here. This is my favorite indicators that I use. To use these, you go to the side bit and you just star it. You star the ones that you want to use. So if you're using certain elements, you can just star them and they'll be appearing there. And for example here, you got like the Fibonacci, so you can put that on there and you can put that along, and we're currently just wicked off that region there, so that could be a sign that it's maybe about to turn around, or maybe not. It's been there a few times roughly, give or take. Maybe from this bottom area. I go from the bottom of the wick, or you can go from maybe the top of that one, or there. It's interesting when you look at it that way. Don't know. Personally, I like to go from the static start But yeah, that's his Fibonacci. You can customize all of these settings because when you get to a default Fibonacci, it will look different. So I've customized mine. Just go into the settings and you just change it. I keep the numbers as they are. I added a 0.65 in mine though, just to make it different. But in terms of how it looks default, you know, you can totally mess around with it. You can change it, but ultimately, it's all down to you. It doesn't really matter. Now you can see, on the original one, you'll see it different colours. It'll have a background. I take the background off and have it lines. I think it looks so much better when you put the lines. You can also thicken the lines up. You can thicken the trend up, but I like to have it nice and thin. I like my charts clear so I can see. There's a lot of people that do charts and it's like, oh my god, it's a complete spaghetti mess. Keep it clear, keep it concise, and you do not want to over analysis paralysis when you're doing trading. You will end up getting burnt. To remove them, it's as simple as click and delete. It's just like using Microsoft Word. It is very, very simple. If you don't like this, get rid of it, hide it, bye. It's obviously simple. So we'll go through a few other indicators on the toolkit, what you get included. Then we'll go through indicators that you can add onto the chart. So I've already showed you there the Fibonacci. That is obviously in here, the second menu down. You've also got the, you know, the other stuff here that you may want to use. I use a FibBase extension. I think it's the best tool in the world, personal opinion. These are your drawing tools, so your brushes, your rectangles. So if you want to do a rectangle in a zone, you can customize these again. Just drag and drop, and if you want to move it, just click on the side of it and you can move it around. Simple as that. If you want to edit it, there you go. Change the colours however you like it. I like mine green. I don't know why, I just do. I might change it actually. Red, no, I don't know. You can change it to whatever the hell you want. Doesn't really matter. White may be a good one. There we go, white. You can have background in there as well if you want to make it really like prominent. So for example, with this, you can have it so it looks, it kind of stands out a bit more. So like for example there, you can kind of see there, that is a box and it darkens it so it looks a bit more prominent, that you want to focus on that area. That is like a channel. Ideally you could call that a channel if you so wish to. Support, resistance, and you can trade from the bounce up to the top, down, whatever. Simple as that. Like that is very, very basic TA. You can use a rectangle box if you want to mark out everything else. You don't have to. You can use horizontal lines. Now shortcuts on here, if you use a Alt and H, if you're on Windows, you can do horizontal lines. Simple as that. Really, really straightforward. And again, if you don't want them, just right click, click on them and then press delete. And they are found in here. Horizontal lines, they're a shortcut. Alt and H, you can see that Alt and V, Alt and C. So if I just do an Alt and C, we get a crosshair. Simple as that. So simple. So that is how you find out your shortcuts. They're mainly on the lines, to be honest with you. Do a text box. They're simple as well. Again, you can customize. Oh god, you can customize these to whatever the hell you want it to. I like mine nice and simple, white. I don't go too much other than that. I don't annotate that much because I don't need to. If I do some teaching in the premium, for example, I can do annotations to show you what I'm seeing. But again, that is all depending on what you're doing. Other things in here I don't tend to use as much. Elliott Wave Theory, I use an element of it. You know, I've just started the ones that I tend to use, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Impulse Wave when I'm using the 1 minute time frame to see what is happening. So if I go onto here, you may be able to see elements of certain impulses. That one's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe on the way down. You can use them, you know, it doesn't really matter how you do it. Now that probably is actually, if you look at this, you can customize these in such a way that it looks nice and neat. And when you double click on it, you can remove the lines and just have the numbers. You can change it. It's fully customizable. It's really, really straightforward how to use it. It's obviously simple, but it takes a little bit of time to get used to. It's designed to be simple, but honestly, it's like anything new. You're like, oh my god, what is this? Oh god, I don't like this. You know, you kind of get a bit overwhelmed by it. Again, you can flip through all the chart timings. It doesn't matter what chart you want to use. Personally, I like to use the 1 minute or the 1 hour, depending on what I'm looking at. Then the 4 hour and the daily. The daily is probably my favourite in terms of longer term investing and trading. Now, once this loads and kicks in again, there we go, back onto the 1 minute. Better off just using the 1 minute for this. Anyway, it's just to make it nice and easy. Actually, no, we'll go to the 1 hour. So the candles look a bit more fully in body and spirit. Once it loads, I do apologise for the delays because, you know, the internet connection for some reason on this laptop does not hold up as well. Seems to be a bit odd. Oh, there we go. We're in. Cool. Now, other things to worry about. Again, at the top, you can star these. I've starred all my favourites, so they all appear at the top. You get them all differently. Again, doesn't matter. I've also starred Heikenashe candles because they're awesome. They're their best in the world. Again, these are your long and short position. You can star these. This is like your data and price ranges, so you can go, all right, well, if I bought in from here, this is how much I'll be looking at. 17% move, which is crazy. I like to move my bar at the bottom there, so it's like nice and neat, cool. So I'll just use that from there. So you can customize all these. These all look different, by the way. I've customized to my settings. I've made mine green, make it nice and easy for people to see. You can also change the font so it looks nice and small. Oh, that looks a bit better, smaller actually. Can I change it? Oh, it looks all cryptic. Oh yes, I'm gonna go with that one. So you can change it all around. It doesn't really matter. Long and short positions, I've also changed mine. If you do a long position when you do this, this is kind of like, I've kept mine as default, but what this is, if you are targeting an area, okay? So you got your stop loss there, risk and reward, or I want to put a 1% stop. I've found that this is a really good zone that I can potentially break out. Cool, there's 11.odd% ratio. If you kept that running and you took profits up there, crazy get. That would be a crazy trade, by the way. But, you know, that's the kind of thing that does happen over time. So that does make it very, very simple. Again, you can customize all those. It doesn't matter. And you know, I've got mine on here. If you wanted to go short from here, it's the opposite way around, as obvious as it is. Oh, my mouse has just froze. There we go. Oh, we're back. So again, you put your stop loss above it this time, and you can customize all these again. You know, you can change the lines, you can remove. So you got no kind of like background thing, but personally, I like to keep it as it is because it looks easier to see. You can make it all compact, which is one element what I do like about it, but I don't at the same time because it kind of messes it up a little bit. Again, you can change all the fonts to make it nice and easy and neat to use. So, you know, it's relatively straightforward to customize, guys. It's obvious. So, with that, that is kind of the basics, okay? Now, again, I've already mentioned you can change it all around. You can move it and do this, that, and the other, and you can totally flip it around. But again, it's all dependent on how much you want to use it. Now, in terms of using it, I recommend you getting involved with the indicators. The indicators are the key thing. So you've got moving averages, EMAs, you've got Bollinger Bands, you've got blooming everything that you need to worry about. How to get them on your chart, though, is another thing. So this is the toolkit that you can get, but you can get customized scripts and you can also use their indicators. So all you need to do is look at these top bits here. Now, mine's a bit different, okay? The reason being, I've got favorited stuff, so yours might look different. You just look for the indicator that says indicators and strategies. It will bring up a drop down. And if I put on 8 indicators, so let's put in, we'll go to the built-in, not the built-in, sorry. There we go. Yeah, the built-in, sorry. And you put in relative strength index, which is the RSI. This is the default RSI. Okay, that is how it would look. Mine's different on my chart. I've got a new setup, so you can customize this fully as well. You can change the way that it looks. You can change the background. You can change everything. You do need elements of all this, to be honest with you. I leave it as default, i.e. I like to have it as 14 length, which is the RSI, but it depends on what you trade, but you can fully customize this and change it all around and make it nice and pretty. But personally, I like to have it, you know, I like to have a little bit of a shadow there so I can see what zone, like a little bit of a shadow, and then I like to have this as white personally, so then it kind of sticks out a little bit. You can move them as well. You can have it above and beyond, so you can have it above it or below it. So for me, if you wanted to read that, you've got a bit of a hidden bears there. So if you want to learn something a bit more technical, you put a line on there. That is when the RSI is coming down, but the price action is still going up. So you can see that here. That's hidden bear, so that indicates that is going to come down, if that makes sense. And that is one of my alerts coming on. I do apologise. So alerts is another thing I'm going to go through in a second, but that is a hidden bearish divergence, meaning the momentum's coming down of the coin itself, the trade, and it's going to start appearing to come down, and you can kind of see it's kind of playing out anyway. It's coming down majorly now, so that's a hidden bearish divergence, if you're wondering, just to kind of completely confuse you. If you want to learn more about those, they are in the trading course that I've got. Links are below, obviously. I'm going to go over the course in a bit more detail on one of the YouTube channels, YouTube videos even. And there's going to be a lot of updates to the course because it's quite old now. It was recorded in October, November. A lot of things have changed. My skills as a trader has also improved, so there'll be elements changing in that, such as more concise stuff on technical indicators. But IEOs, ICOs, all the kind of STOs and stuff like that, they've all changed. So elements of that is pretty cool. So if you want to remove all your drawings at one point, just right click and go remove all drawings. It'll just take it all off if you want to go to a new phase. Another thing you can also add as well, I'll just remove that so it's quicker. You've got your EMAs, so EMA, exponential moving averages, if it'll load. EMA, there we go. Moving average exponential. It puts a nice little moving average over the course of the day. So, for example, a very, very simple one is the EMA 55. Works very, very well. Once it moves, it hasn't moved over yet. Come on. There we go. That's what I say. Took its time, but there you go. That is an EMA 55. So with the moving average of the 55 days, it is above the trend. That would indicate as a trend. A simple EMA. You can use different numbers, different Fibonacci numbers, but EMA 55 is one of the prominent ones that is used quite a lot in traditional trading. It is also one of the main ones that is using Elliott wave theory as well. So there's elements of it, and it all adds up and stacks up with numbers. Again, you can remove it very, very quickly, and I'll go through one more just to kind of go over it, and we'll put on the MACD. And this is the default MACD. That is how it looks, and that is kind of how you can keep it if you want it. You don't have to change it too much. Again, this is showing that this is removing strength. It's gone bearish on this region here, so indicators show that, you know, the moving average convergence divergence is kind of coming down essentially, so that is a good sign. We'll go over one more thing actually. If you go into here and you go in public library, these are people's scripts. Okay, you can actually fully see these, fully use them, fully review them. They may take a bit to load, so I won't put one on, but it's a script is where it's fully automated, where it's built by someone, and you can put certain elements on here. So even if I just put on, I put an ADX and DI. These are all different indicators that you can use, but these are built by people. They're different. They're not fully in the system itself, but you can use them on the system. So you can get loads of them. I use, for example, Blue Sky Day from time to time. I use Market God as well for long-term trading. It's one of those things. It's just an aid. It helps you out. Always helps you. So there you go. That is TradingView in a nutshell. If you want to get more technical with it, there's alerts as well. I've already showed you the alert that popped up. I've got overbought and oversold in Ethereum, and what happens is every time it goes into the zones on the RSI, it will tell me I trade Ethereum on margin on the 1 minute time frame. So every time it goes oversold or overbought, it will tell me, and then I can look at the chart and go, oh, okay, I can act on it or not. So there you go. That is as simple as you're going to get with alerts, and it's entirely up to you. You can put alert on everything, absolutely everything that you need to or want to. Whether it crosses a certain EMA, whether it crosses into a certain area of the MACD, whether it crosses into the RSI zones, or as much as if it hits a certain price if you want to make a sell order. In terms of how to get it for free, all you need to do is sign up, right? You get a 30-day free trial. You need to then put in all your details, but you can cancel the trial at any point and then it will just carry on for the month. So you get it for a month anyway for free. But if you put on all your indicators that you want to use, you get so many for free when you're using the free trial anyways. I think it's 10 if you go to the Pro one or the Pro Plus, I can't remember now. You are limited to indicators on a free account. You can only use like one and you get bombarded with adverts. If, however, right, on the free one, you put all your indicators on and you make it the full Monty. So if I just load my chart now so you can see what my chart looks like. It may take a bit of time to load, but I will carry on talking through this. When you put on your chart, all your indicators, put them on. So this is my chat here. I'm hoping it loads first time. And then you can cancel your trial, and then it'll continuously just run as it goes, and it'll run out. When it runs out though, it'll just prompt advert. You won't be able to use alerts, but you will have everything on there that you need to have on there. So for example, this is my chat. This is my 1 minute kind of chart that I like to use. I've got a customized RSI, I've got a customized MACD for this type of trading, but that's my chart fully set up. That's all I need to use, and it's as simple as that. So I can literally cancel TradingView and it'll just keep using that all the time. I won't have to change it. So that's how you get it for free. You put in the trial, you then cancel it, but you fill up your chart over the 30 days with all the stuff that you need to use. And if you just cancel it and you log in, it will be a normal account, a free account, but you'll be able to use the indicators that you've already got on there. You cannot, however, add any more onto it, or if you do remove and you want to put it back on, you will not be able to get it back. So just be mindful of that. So there you go. Very, very long one. I do apologise, and I do apologise for not having a webcam on this, and the quality isn't as good, but I get my laptop back on the 30th, which I cannot wait to get back now. Can't believe it exploded after less than a year I've had it. So too much content and I broke it. Oh dear. So I'll see you in the next video tomorrow. We'll talk about something a bit more exciting. I do promise. I'll see you then.